but John Wick is, I definitely tip my hat to John Wick. Next we have Best Science Fiction Film, and I gotta give it to Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow was just, to me, the best, most well-rounded science fiction film of the year, and it also was a really big surprise. I think the name of Edge of Tomorrow now is Live, Die, Repeat, which I think should have been the original name. Some people think it should have been called All You Need Is Kill. I think it's a stupid name and won't make sense for mainstream America for a movie called All You Need Is Kill. So I think that the best name for it is Live, Die, Repeat. That encompasses the concept of the film, and it's actually, I think, a cool tagline. I think that movie was just a really fun, interesting film, and the branding is what threw it off. That's why people didn't pay attention to it. And I hope that over time people revisit this film and it kind of gets the props that it deserves. And there's even some potential franchise stuff contained within there, some prequel stuff that they can do with that. So yeah, had fun with that film. Best comic book movie. This was a year where I think we had 4 comic book films. Amazing Spider-Man 2, X-Men Days of Future Past, Captain America 2, and Guardians of the Galaxy. And my favorite comic book movie of the year was, drumroll, Captain America 2. I think that was the best superhero film of the year. Obviously my runner-up is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy. I probably watched Guardians of the Galaxy more than any other movie this year. I probably had more fun with Guardians of the Galaxy than any other movie this year. So, Guardians of the Galaxy was just probably the funnest film of the year. But Captain America 2 was the superior superhero film because it was just more poignant to, today's culture and American culture, as well as it transcended superhero film. It was almost like a spy thriller. And Captain America 2 is a type of superhero film you can show to people who are kind of skeptical towards the superhero genre, and they might not be into superheroes as much. And that film would kind of convince them that, oh wow, this is kind of like a real, realistic approach to superhero film. So I'm excited to see that. Best Director, I have to give it to Alejandro Gonzalez. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name because I'm going to screw it up, for Birdman. Birdman is a fantastic film if you haven't seen it, but I think what really stands out is the acting and the directing. The direction in this film is really superb, and I think that's what stands out and kind of makes it such a great movie. The continuous shot, I'm a huge fan of continuous shots. Ever since they did it in the Casablanca scene in Goodfellas, I love continuous shots. I love how it was used in movies like Boogie Nights and movies like Children of Men. Look at those movies and pay attention to the continuous shots used in those films. Some of the best continuous shots in film. And I think that the fact that this entire movie was one continuous shot is mind-blowing. Obviously I think they did 8 different takes to make it one continuous shot or something like that, but it's just phenomenal how they did that movie. And yeah, I really like Birdman and the direction. So Best Director, hats off goes to Alejandro Gonzalez. And we have our final category, Best Movie of the Year. Drum roll, please. I give it to Boyhood. This was a very, very difficult decision to make. There's a lot of great movies like Birdman, Foxcatcher, Nightcrawler. There's a couple movies I haven't even seen yet, like A Most Violent Year. I hear is very good, and I haven't had opportunity to see that. There was some, different films, and I gotta say that Boyhood just gave me an experience that no other film has ever given me, and I just think that it was uniquely directed, such a huge undertaking to film that movie over the course of like 12 or 15 years. And just the way it captured, and it's basically, I experienced so many of those same experiences that kid did experience, and I just think it's a very relatable movie for anyone, but especially as a man who was once a boy, watching that film is very, very inspirational, and I just think that it's done something that no other movie has done. And anytime a movie does something that no other movie has done, you have to take your hat off and give it its props. So I gotta say Boyhood was my favorite movie of the year, or I think the best movie of the year, not my favorite, but the best movie of the year, simply because of the cinematic experience was I've never had that before. So I give it to Boyhood. Some disappointing movies that came out this year.